Hi, everybody.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to our webinar.
Yeah, I'll introduce myself. My name is Jenna. I am from the Bahamas originally, and I've lived in Bologna now for almost 4 years. And I work at my English school in Bologna with Emily.
Perfect. And yeah, my name is Emily and I work with Jenna. Oh, the other way around, with Jenna in Bologna, Via de Mille, for my English school. And I have also been in Bologna for about 4 years, 3.5 years now. And in Italy, about 5 years. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful place to live.
It is.
If you're joining us, please tell us about the most interesting or amazing vacation you have ever taken. Where, when, with who, why, or any other information you want to add. Jenna, do you want to tell us about a great vacation that you have taken?
Yeah. The most interesting vacation I've ever taken was one to Thailand. When I was 16, I went with my mother and a group of teachers from my mother's school. We met up with some other teachers. We didn't know that they were going to be teachers, other teachers on the tour, but from in Chicago. We took a plane from my island to Miami to Chicago and then to Japan and then to Thailand. It was
a long journey.
Really long journey.
Wow.
But it was amazing. It was an organized tour. So every day we had activities lined up for us. But it was, a great cultural experience and a culinary experience as well. I love Thai food.
What type of food did you eat? Did you try anything new when you?
Oh yeah, so many things. So my favorite thing, one of my favorite dishes, if not my favorite dish, is green Thai curry.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
Favorite. And yeah, just lots of interesting dishes with coconut milk and fish sauce. Maybe I wasn't so fond of, but I've got lots of interesting dishes there. Yep.
Definitely. I definitely agree with you on the green Thai curry or the Thai green curry. Delicious. It's been so long since I've had one. Okay. So maybe for me, the most amazing or interesting vacation I took was last year because I got married and I went on honeymoon. Also to Asia, to Malaysia and to Singapore. I have family there, so I've been before about 10 years ago. But it was so nice to go back with my husband and to explore a little bit more as an adult, really. And yeah, it was so amazing. Singapore is such a modern city. Everything is really super fast, super modern. The food is amazing. And then Malaysia was much more relaxing. We stayed at a beach resort. So really beautiful, more traditional, I think. So that was definitely amazing for me.
Oh, nice.
So guys, if you're joining us, please do tell us what was an amazing vacation or an interesting vacation for you. Where, when, with who, or why.
Yeah.
Jenna, is there anywhere you would like to go in the
I
future?
I would love to visit Costa Rica. Because I've heard that it's, if not the most, one of the most biodiverse countries in the world. And there are a lot of adventure sports that you could take part in. And yeah, maybe I'd like to try one of them.
Exciting type of holiday.
Or nothing too scary, but my sister went and she loved it.
So she could give you some recommendations.
Yeah, hopefully, yes.
Perfect. So for me, maybe it's not so far. It's really maybe Sardinia or Sicily. So maybe one of these islands close to Italy, which I know are really famous for their history, their archaeology, their food, their culture. So yeah, really interesting. Okay, so if anyone is joining us, please do tell us about the most amazing or interesting vacation you've ever taken.
Was it you who said there's? Yeah, you did say there's a language school in Sardinia that you'd like to.
Yeah, in Cagliari, I think.
In Cagliari.
Yes, I've seen it's really beautiful. It's on the seafront. So I think it would be a great place to study.
Yeah, it'd be great to just have a week where I don't know anyone. The only language I speak from morning to night is Italian.
Yeah.
The situation now, I can't spend an entire day speaking in Italian.
Definitely. It really makes you focus on your language.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Okay, guys, we're going to continue to the next slide to start the focus. But again, if you're joining us just now, please tell us about the most interesting or amazing vacation you have ever taken. Where, when, with who, and why. I can see one person is watching. So if you're watching us, please introduce yourself. We'd like to know who you are. Okay. So, Jenna, do you want to read the introduction?
Sure. Travel guide. In this focus activity, advanced conditionals, advanced adjectives, and giving travel advice.
Excellent. Valeria. Welcome, Valeria from Como.
That's a place I want to visit, Como. Is it Lake Como, I imagine?
Yeah, I imagine it's a city in Lake Como. Maybe, Valeria, you can tell us exactly where it is. But Valeria, tell us about an interesting or an amazing vacation that you've taken in the past. Where, when, with who, and why? I can see we have 3 people now. Welcome, guys. Can you guys also introduce yourselves and tell us about the most amazing vacation you've ever taken?
Yeah. Shall we alternate explaining the difference between travel, trip, journey, and vacation?
Yeah, perfect. Do you want to take travel, Jenna? What is travel?
So travel is the verb and only the verb, right? When you visit another place or another country, it can also be used as an adjective. Okay, so travel plans or travel guide, for example.
Yeah, so definitely adjective or verb, not the noun. For the noun, we could have trip. So trip is a short period of travel, a short time when you travel, and maybe is a few days. Definitely not more than a week, I would say, a trip. And I would say you can have a work trip or a trip for pleasure. So it's quite ambiguous. It's not necessarily a holiday.
Right. And the journey is the time you spend traveling to a place. So, for example, your journey over to Paris would be your flight to Paris, perhaps, or your journey to Sardinia would be the boat trip to Sardinia, for example. So it's just that travel time, not the actual holiday or vacation itself.
Yeah, so if I take a flight, I can be like, I had a terrible journey. It means I had a terrible flight. I had a great journey. And then we have vacation, which is a synonym of holiday. So something for pleasure, usually with friends or family or on your own.
Yeah. Vacation is more commonly used in the US and holiday is more commonly used in the UK.
Yeah, definitely. Excellent. Let's have a look at what Valeria says. Jenna, do you want to read for us?
So the most amazing vacation I've ever taken was in New York City last year. I booked it as my birthday present. I went by myself. Ooh, and I loved it.
Wow. Excellent, Valeria. You're a solo traveler.
Yeah, I'd like to do.
Nice.
Well, I guess I have done it before, but only for a short trip, not anything extended.
Yeah, excellent. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I guess it must be very exciting to explore a city by yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Excellent.
you don't have to worry about someone else telling you, no, let's go and do this, and you think, I've only got a limited amount of time. I prefer to do other activities. Must be
Yeah,
nice to have the freedom.
definitely no compromise. Excellent. Valeria
Definitely.
agrees, definitely. Jenna, have you ever traveled alone?
Um, I haven't done it. Well, obviously, I haven't done it much recently. When
Hmm.
I first arrived in Italy, I lived in Treviso, and every now and again, because Treviso is such a small city, I would travel to another city on the
Hmm.
weekend, but maybe just for one day. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I haven't done any solo trips except for,
Hmm.
okay, work. I've come here for work on my own for, yeah,
Hmm.
a long period of time.
Yeah, I think for me, like Valeria, I decided to come to Rome by myself
Hmm.
5 years ago now. And yeah, it was great. It was a great experience. I studied Italian, I enrolled in a
Mhm.
school, met lots of people. So definitely, solo travel is great.
Yeah. So when you came to Rome that one time, that was just
Hmm.
for holiday, or you
Yeah,
came?
yeah. So the first time I came for a week,
Hmm.
just as a holiday. Um, I was really curious about Italy, and yeah, I decided I would go by myself and explore.
Nice.
So yeah, as Valeria says, it's the best way to visit a place, especially New York City.
Mhm.
Definitely. Okay, shall we have a look at the next slide? Let's have a look at
Mhm.
some vocabulary.
My
Okay,
city. Okay, so match the adjectives to the definitions. I'll read left and you can read right.
perfect.
So we've got crowded, picturesque, ancient, cosmopolitan, lively, and touristy.
And we have visited by many people, where lots of things happen, with a varied mix of cultures, very old, has existed for a long time, very pretty or charming, and a busy place. Okay, so guys, can you match the adjective to the meaning? Maybe let's start with crowded. Crowded. We have Antonio joining us, asking us if there is a supermarket around here.
Oh,
Um, I guess
where
in
are you?
Bologna. Yes.
Where are you
Near you, we don't know.
specifically?
Um, yeah, so it's a good question. Is there a supermarket around here? Really good form of the sentence, but we don't know.
Crowded, a busy place. Good. Valeria's got that.
Yeah,
Good.
busy place with lots of people. Good. What about picturesque? Yeah, Antonio too, perfect. A lot of
Mhm.
people, very busy.
Yeah.
What about the next one? Picturesque.
Hmm. I would say that Venice is a very picturesque city
Mm,
in Italy, amongst the many
yes,
picturesque cities in Italy.
in general, it's a very picturesque country.
Hmm. Is there a city that you found to be very picturesque?
Yeah, I think when I went to Lake Garda, so I haven't been to
Hmm.
Lake Como, but I've been to Lake Garda, and it was really picturesque.
Hmm.
Especially Desenzano. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly, but it's a village near Lake Garda.
Hmm. Okay. Valeria
Yeah,
says good, very pretty or charming. Yes.
excellent.
Yeah. So charming is an interesting adjective because it can mean you can use it to describe a person or a
Mm,
place. If something has charm, there's something alluring about it. There's something. An attractive quality that maybe is difficult to define.
Yeah, perfect. So alluring or attractive. Like think of Cinderella. In English, we have Cinderella and Prince Charming. Excellent. What about ancient? Ancient. You guys tell us, what does it mean? Ancient. Maybe we can talk about the difference between ancient and antique.
Antique, yeah. So antique would be for items from the past. Yeah. Things that you can possibly buy. Whereas ancient, well, okay, let's wait until they.
No, that's okay.
They've got it. Okay, very old, has existed for a long time.
Vintage. I would say ancient is more than vintage. Vintage is maybe like the 1960s. But ancient is like ancient Rome.
Yeah, and we use it more often to describe, for example, a building, an ancient building, an ancient structure, or ancient time.
Yeah.
Whereas vintage, I think more maybe for fashion or things that were popular during a time in the past. A vintage music or vintage clothes, no?
More for the things, maybe, yeah, that were popular. Similar to antique, but I would say antique is older than vintage. Antique is really quite old. So yeah, very similar. Vintage, ancient, antique.
Yeah.
Antonio says cosmopolitan is a cocktail. That is correct.
Also.
But in this situation, cosmopolitan is...
Would you say that Bologna is a very cosmopolitan city?
I don't know if I say it's very cosmopolitan. I think it's quite cosmopolitan.
Becoming more cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Year by year.
I think of New York definitely with cosmopolitan. Yeah, a varied mix of cultures. Yeah, so multicultural.
And then there's a lively.
Two more.
This is an adjective that you can also use to describe a person as well. Very lively person.
Or an animal. You can have a lively dog or a cat.
Yes, oh, definitely.
Perfect. Where lots of things happen, the city is really lively.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Whereas when it's a person or a dog or a cat, this means that they're very excitable, no?
Yeah. Full of energy.
Yeah.
Excellent. And obviously the last one, touristy, visited by many people. Okay. One thing I want to highlight is it is not touristic. Okay. I know lots of people say touristic. This is not how we say it in English. We would say touristy with the Y.
Would you say that your hometown is very touristy?
My hometown is Leicester, so not really. No, it's really for people who live there or students. But we don't get a lot of tourists because there are not many monuments. What about you?
Yes, the Bahamas is extremely touristy. But I have to say, the nice thing about living in the Bahamas or living on my island is that very few tourists actually, like, you know that there are a certain number of beaches that you can go to, and there's no one on the beach, just you, friends, and it's amazing. They're never crowded. Beaches are never like overcrowded.
You have some hidden gems of beaches that
definitely
the tourists don't go to. Excellent. Lively. There are many people alive. Yeah, there are lots of people, and they're doing lots of things. Very active. So, for example, The city center of most cities is very lively. They have clubs and bars and pubs. Yeah, lots of
Yeah.
things happening. Excellent. Maybe we can ask them some questions.
Yeah.
So, what is the liveliest place you have visited?
The liveliest place.
I don't know if that's how you spell liveliest. Let me check.
Another E before the V, after the V.
Yeah, perfect. I missed an E. Liveliest. So, Antonio or Valeria, can you tell us the liveliest place you visited? What about you, Jenna? What is the liveliest place?
Oh, I've lived in, okay, so I've lived in 3 big cities, Edinburgh, Madrid, and Paris. Paris is extremely lively, so is Madrid.
Edinburgh, not so much
Edinburgh, yes, but less, yeah.
in
Like
comparison.
Bologna, yeah. And then in Madrid, people leave their homes at, okay, they have dinner at like 10, 11 p.m. And they go out around 1 o'clock. They come back at 5.
Wow. Okay. So it's a long, long night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Big
think for
nightlife.
me, in Italy, Rome was very lively because it was quite touristy. There were so many people outside eating, drinking. And also there, people tend to eat dinner a little bit late. So yeah, very lively city. What about you guys, Antonio or Valeria? What is the liveliest place you have visited? Oh wow, very long from Valeria. Jenna, do you want to read for us?
Yeah, apart from New York City, the liveliest place I've ever visited was Madrid. Even though it was winter and it was a rainy night, there were many people in the pubs. I really appreciated it. The tapas are amazing.
Do you agree?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it was your experience.
Everywhere is really good.
Definitely. I've never been to Madrid, but I imagine it's very lively. Okay, maybe what is the most picturesque place you visited?
Trying to think of another city that I find very picturesque. Well, in Italy, it's too easy. Palermo, I found to be very picturesque as well. But I haven't seen other parts of Sicily, I'm sure, are even more picturesque.
Yeah, I think, these islands.
Mm-hmm.
Very picturesque.
Yeah, parts of Naples is very picturesque. The picturesque cities or places.
I guess Bologna too is picturesque. Especially things like San Luca on the hills.
Yeah. Have you ever been up Torre Asinelli, the Asinelli Tower?
No, I've never.
Why
Have you?
not?
Not yet. It's on my list.
You've got to do it. I actually prefer going up the tower to going up San Luca.
Oh, really?
I like the views. Yeah, I think the view is better from there than
Very
from San.
picturesque.
Yeah.
Okay, Valeria says, I don't know why, but I found Carnaby Street in London very picturesque and Notting Hill too. Yeah, definitely. There are areas of London, I think, that are very picturesque.
Yes.
Definitely. Okay, shall we move on to the text? If you guys want to continue answering the questions, please do. Jenna, I know you know the pronunciation better than me of this one. Do you want to read the first part of the text, maybe till towns?
Okay. If I have time, every weekend I cycle around Alcudia. Alcudia is a picturesque city located on Mallorca, an island east of Spain. There is no railway station, only a ferry. But if I owned a boat, I would probably sail because it is quite a beautiful trip from my home in Barcelona. The charming island is renowned for its stunning beaches and its quaint hilltop towns.
Okay, excellent. Okay, James the First of Aragon and his men conquered the city in 1229 after it had been under Muslim control for 300 years. When I visit Alcudia, I like to go to the Mallorca Cathedral, a Gothic structure that was designed by Antoni Gaudi. If I were a student at the University of Mallorca, I would enjoy the many social events that take place in the city centre, which is renowned as a hub for vibrant and bustling student activity. Excellent. So, guys, if you have any questions about vocabulary here, please let us know.
Yeah.
Jenna, is there anything that you think we should cover?
Sure. So there's the word bustling, which you may not know. A bustling city is a lively city. Yeah, it's a synonym of lively. You can only use it for a place. You can't use it for people, this one.
Yeah. Okay, so bustling, perfect. We said bustling is very lively. Hub.
Where was that in the text?
I think it's at the bottom. Renowned as a hub for vibrant and bustling student activity. I guess a hub is like a center.
Yeah.
A home. Some kind of sense. A center where people are very vibrant.
Exactly, yeah.
So think of maybe the place in the city where you have all the pubs, the clubs, the nightclubs. Everybody comes to this part. It's the heart of the activity.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Where would you say is the hub for nightlife in Bologna?
I would say maybe Via Pratello.
Yeah.
I know Via Pratello is popular.
Yes, that's true.
Is there anywhere else that you think is a hub?
Via Pratello. Well, okay. I'm thinking about where I live. I'm near the university area. It's quite popular with young people, of course.
Yeah. Maybe Valeria, you can tell us in your town, in your city, where is the hub of nightlife? Where do people congregate? Yeah, I guess it's an interesting word, hub. We don't use it so often, but maybe in this sense. Maybe another one we should look at is stunning. So stunning in English just means really beautiful, extremely beautiful. Yeah, and here we can use for people or for places, for things also.
Yeah, stunning as well as beautiful, you would use to describe a woman, right? Men, we use other adjectives.
Other words, yeah.
Handsome, good looking, you could say.
Attractive.
Yeah, so generally for women and places. Or places.
Like extremely. Valeria says, I come from Como, which is a sleepy city, but I live in Milan, which main hub is Navigli. Yes. I've been to Navigli, the Navigli. Really exciting, very beautiful place.
Good adjective too, a sleepy city.
So yeah, opposite of bustling or lively. Excellent. Okay, let's have a look at some conditional phrases. So Valeria or Antonio, if you're still with us, can you identify any conditional phrases in the text? You don't need to type the whole phrase, just type maybe the first few words.
Yeah, and a ...
Yeah, we'll find what you mean.
Do you think you would like to visit this city?
Yeah, definitely. It sounds really interesting, especially the history. I think maybe the architecture would be quite unusual
Yeah.
given the
No,
history.
I've never been to Mallorca, so it would be nice to visit.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when we think of Mallorca, we think of beaches,
Mm,
Mallorca. But yeah, I guess they have a lot of beautiful cities too.
hmm
Perfect. But if I owned a boat, I would probably sail. Good.
Good.
Can you tell us what type of conditional this is? In English, we have different types.
Mm.
Zero, first, second, third, mixed. Can you tell us what type of conditional is this?
Yeah. So I don't remember, did you say that you've been to Spain before?
No, I've never been to Spain. It's on my list of places to go. Second conditional, perfect.
Mhm. If I
Yeah,
were a student, I would enjoy.
perfect. These are both the second conditional. Okay, we have two more, I think. Two more conditionals. Yeah, if you can find them.
Yeah. Apparently Sevilla in the south is very beautiful, but I haven't been to Sevilla.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing. um, I think Spain would be a country that I'd definitely like to explore.
Mm,
Um, for the food, the architecture.
yeah. Granada was nice in the south. You have the Alhambra.
Definitely. Yeah, perfect. If I have time, every weekend I cycle. Do you know what type of conditional this is?
Hmm. Zero first, second, third.
So the boat was second, if I owned a boat. Yeah, perfect.
Mhm.
So zero conditional. Excellent. You have one more conditional, which I guess is kind of hidden because it doesn't start with if. Generally,
Mm,
we think of conditionals with if, but not necessarily.
mhm. Yeah, remember often conditional sentences are separated by a comma, um, but not always. If you switch
Yeah.
around the order, for example, if you say every weekend I cycle around Alcudia, if I have the time, then there's no comma.
Yeah. When I visit. Yeah, perfect. Excellent. Good. And again, this is the zero conditional. This is a fake, fake conditional. Yeah, so just be careful when we have a conditional. It doesn't necessarily start with if. Another common way to start a conditional is with when.
hmm
Um,
Or instead of, for example, in the second clause, instead of will, you might use a modal verb.
yeah, so you could use modals instead of will or would. But when would usually be with either a zero conditional or a first conditional,
hmm
or maybe the third conditional, but not
Yeah.
with the second because it's not really hypothetical.
hmm
Yeah, really good. Okay, let's have a look in a little bit more detail at these conditionals. Jana, do you want to read for us?
Yeah, so we've got advanced conditionals. Talking about the same vacation, offer your partner advice about what to do if they were to visit that city in the future. Okay, so just think of a holiday that you've been on. Complete the prompts and then make your own 3 sentences of advice using the form.
Excellent. So here we have if or when plus present simple or continuous. And in the second clause, we have simple future or a modal. For example, if it's raining this evening, if the metro is too crowded, and when you arrive at the airport. Okay. And these sentences describe events that are likely to happen in the future. So this is called the future real conditional. The other name is the first conditional. More commonly known as if, present simple with will.
Yeah.
But as we see, we can also use when, the continuous, or the modal. Jenna, do you want to give an example with the first one?
Sure. If it is raining in the evening, I will definitely stay at home.
Good. Yeah, if it's raining in the evening, I will go to a restaurant in the city center. Inside. Valeria, if you want to give us some examples too, that would be great. Jenna, what about the second?
Yeah, if the metro is too crowded, you should consider taking a taxi there instead, if you've got the money.
Yeah, good idea. If the metro is too crowded, you have to wait for the next train. So we have the modal, you have to wait.
When you arrive at the airport, you should, when you arrive at the airport, you should go to the check-in desk straight away.
Excellent. Or maybe when you arrive at your destination, you should go to the control area. You should have your passport checked. Excellent. So yeah, Valeria, if you want to give us any examples with starting with these phrases. So remember, it's kind of a first conditional, but we just have more options. Perfect. If the metro is too crowded, I will call a taxi. Good. What about the last one, Valeria? When you arrive at the airport?
You should.
What about another one with when? Maybe when you come to Bologna.
You should go up the Asinelli Tower.
Good. When you come to Bologna, you should go to San Luca, but not in the summer because it's too hot. In the spring.
Yeah. When you come to Bologna, you must try the tortellini in broth. I also enjoy it in cream, but don't tell.
Wow. Yeah, maybe when you come to Bologna, you should go to the Osteria del Sole, which is a very famous osteria in the center of Bologna. Maybe let's have another one.
When you go on your next holiday, your next holidays.
So maybe when you go on your next holidays, you should stay in Italy and support the tourism here.
That's a good good plan. Good idea.
Excellent. We have one from Valeria. When you arrive at the airport, you should look at the departures. Yes. Excellent. Perfect. So let's move on maybe to some of the unreal conditionals.
Yeah.
Okay. Or the real and unreal. So real conditional phrases describe real life situations occurring in the present, the past, or future. Think about a vacation you have taken, and with a partner, complete these sentences talking about your vacation. Okay. Jenna, do you want to read the sentences?
If I had time, when I traveled to London last year, every day I would. When we ate out, every evening we would go to Okay, so these sentences describe real events that happened in the past. This is called the past real conditional. So not to be confused, can be a little confusing, not to be confused with the second conditional. We're not talking about a hypothetical situation. This is something that really happened.
Yeah. I think it's confusing because the form is the same. If plus present simple plus would. But the context is different. Let's have a look at Valentine. When you go on your next holiday, you should buy a magnet to put on the fridge. Excellent. Good idea.
Do you tend to buy magnets yourself?
My husband does.
Really?
I never really thought about it, but he really likes collecting magnets. And you?
So, no, I tend to buy something that you could only get in that country. So maybe a food product or anything maybe handcrafted or something.
Something unique.
But my mother, she loves mugs. In our kitchen, there is a collection of mugs from all the different countries.
Wow.
We visited, yeah. But we don't drink out of them. They're just there for decoration.
Decoration, yeah. Nice. Yeah, so everyone collects something different. Yeah, so maybe we should look more at the difference between the second conditional and this past real conditional. If I had time, I would exercise more. Okay. As you know, this is a second conditional. Hypothetically, if I had time, I would exercise more. Hypothetically speaking.
Yeah. I'm thinking about myself right now. I do have the time, but I'm not exercising.
Yeah, it's really hypothetical. Whereas I said, if I say when I lived in, or when I had time, I would visit museums. Okay. Or maybe when I was in London, if I had time, I would visit the museums.
So here you've got something that did happen. Yeah. And
Off you go.
yeah, I was just going to say that the would here represents repeated action, something that happened more than once.
Yeah, so here would is similar to used to in the past. So it's a habit. So it's not the hypothetical would. Yeah, so just be careful because the structure is the same, but they have a different meaning. I think maybe it's clearer when we use the when than when we use the if.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of my last holiday in Palermo. Whenever we went out, I would always order an arancino.
Arancino.
Not an arancini. In English, we tend to say arancini.
Yeah.
Even if it's just one. But yeah, I would order arancino.
Every time.
Every day.
Maybe, Valerie, do you want to fill in the sentence? So when I traveled to, you can tell us about a place that you visited. I would... What did you do? Repeatedly. So when I traveled to Rome, I would study in the mornings. And in the afternoon, I used to go on a tour of the city, which the school organized. So I would investigate the historical monuments of the city.
I had a university friend that did the same thing in her gap year. And I remember we both studied French and Spanish at university. But for an entire year, she would say, "Oh, I miss speaking Italian. I had such a great time in Rome." And then eventually, after we graduated, she went to live in Rimini for a year.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So she was attracted
Yeah.
by Italy. Valeria, when I traveled to New York City, I would sit on the red stairs in Times Square every evening.
The red stairs. Do you know about the red stairs?
No, I don't know. I'm going to search for the red stairs. Sounds interesting. Oh, wow. They're really red stairs.
They're really red.
Really red stairs. Excellent. Really good example, Valeria. What about the last one? When we ate out, or when I ate out, I would go to maybe in New York also.
Yeah. I feel like when we were in Palermo, a group of teachers went to Palermo together. Whenever we ate out, we would eat really well.
Yeah.
We would eat really good food.
Definitely. I feel like when I ate out, I would eat too much.
Also.
I would eat a lot in Palermo.
And we would also receive really good service.
Yeah, it was really
I
good.
think, as well.
I have to confess that when I came to Rome the first time, when I ate out, I would be really surprised by the dishes. Because Italian food in England is not the same as Italian food in Italy.
Yeah.
So I would order carbonara, for example, and it would be quite different to the food that I was used to.
Right.
So yeah, I would be surprised.
I know, yeah. But it is better, definitely. Of course it's better.
It's authentic.
I remember one of my colleagues, not here in Bologna, but in Treviso, she once went into a bar and asked for a latte. Her Italian wasn't very good at that point.
Okay.
And of course they gave her a glass of milk and she was just like, "Oh, okay.
Where's the coffee?"
You asked for a latte. And the first time I went to a restaurant in Italy, I ordered a pepperoni pizza. You can imagine what I thought I was getting.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, pepperoni pizza in English is salame picante. Yeah, so someone made a mistake.
Someone translated it badly.
And so, of course, I got green, red, yellow peppers on my pizza, which was nice as well.
Healthier than you expected.
Definitely healthier.
Valeria has a good comment. When I ate out in New York City, every evening I would taste something different. Chinese, American pizza, Shake Shack, in order to taste every kind of food that New York City offers.
Good.
Excellent. Good strategy.
Yeah, to me, that's an important part of visiting another country is trying the local cuisine. Yeah, it's a big part of the experience.
Definitely. Okay, so we have 2 more minutes. Valeria, if you have any questions, please take this opportunity to ask. Jenna, do you think there's anything we need to recap here? Vocabulary.
So as we just said, remember advanced conditionals. So you can use this structure for the second conditional where you're talking about a hypothetical situation. You can also use this structure when you're talking about something that did actually happen in the past and what you would do. And as for vocabulary, stunning is a synonym of beautiful, extremely beautiful. Another word, quaint.
Yeah, quaint.
It's charming, right? Alluring, charming. Hub.
Yeah, also hub. The center, bustling is lively.
Remember, a person can be described as being lively if they're very energetic. A place is lively if there are a lot of people. Bustling is only for places.
Not for people. Never for people. And very quickly, the difference between travel, trip, journey, and vacation. Travel is the verb. Trip is something short. Journey is the period you spend on transport, on the plane, on the bus. Vacation is a synonym of holiday. Okay, thank you very much, Valeria, for joining us, and anyone else who was watching. We wish you a happy evening, a good evening, and happy travels in the future.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye. See you.
Have a good evening.